Silver and gold will retain their value. They've done it for what, 5,000 years? What could be different now? But what do we need to see happen that will be a catalyst for the value of the metals? We're not talking about in crazy fiat money, dollars, pounds, whatever you want to use. We're talking pure value. The catalyst will come when the herd realizes that the economy, not just in the United States of America, where maybe you're located, but maybe you're located somewhere else. The world economy is struggling and suffering when the herd realizes that things aren't good, that the Fed and the other central banks of the world are cornered and will have to loosen up monetary policy. That's when we will see the value of the ounces. Remember, think of your silver and your gold as value in ounces. They will appreciate precipitously. Now, Janet Yellen and President Joe Biden here in the United States, they want to tell you that everything's just fine. I just wanted to go over a few points, maybe just 3 or 4 today, that are surprising and show that things aren't so great, at least right here in the United States. Let's get started right now. Are you sniffing out this economic weakness? How do you feel? I'll be honest with you. I feel poorer now than I did 1 year ago. No doubt about it. It seems like my wallet is always empty or on the verge of being empty because anything between fuel, food, any type of entertainment, it all costs significantly more. I don't know if you're experiencing that, but I certainly am. So when I hear Joe Biden and Janet Yellen say everything's great in America, the economy's strong, I beg to differ. And I think the 2,700 employees of United Furniture Industries in Tupelo, Mississippi, where I have visited before, I think they would beg to differ as well. Because guess what? On Tuesday, in the middle of the night, 2,700 employees of United Furniture Industries were told they were basically fired via email and text. Yes, 2,700 people 2 days before the Thanksgiving holiday here in the United States. Now, I thought demand for furniture and household items was through the roof, right? We had this great housing boom. Everybody needed to buy furniture. That doesn't jive with the fact that a major employer, almost 3,000 people making furniture being shipped throughout the entire United States, that they would, in the middle of the night, fire all of their employees. I mean, how would that make you feel? You're getting ready for Thanksgiving. You wake up Wednesday morning and you check your phone and you've got a message from your employer who you may have spent 10, 15, 20 years breaking your butt for, and your message basically says, guess what? You no longer have a job. I mean, I can only imagine. The people that watch my videos, the people that come to Ron's Basement, I know you, and I know you're a nice person who can experience empathy. That would be absolutely horrible. Our hearts, right, go out to the people in Tupelo, and we wish them the best. Is that why you buy silver, gold, and the precious metal mining stocks? To provide safety and security for your family? So if you do wake up on a Wednesday morning and have a text from your employer telling you, oh, sorry, you no longer have a job, that you'll still be okay. There's a big lesson on what went on with that United Furniture Industries fiasco. And that is, with very, very few exceptions, you need to look out for yourself and not your employer. Because when they don't need you anymore, when they're no longer making a profit off you, times get tough, they'll jettison you in the blink of an eye. Now, there are a few exceptions. There are some exceptional employers in this world, people who really do have a heart and really do care. And I have a feeling that you watching this video, if you are a boss or you are an owner, you're probably one of those people. Because like I've said, the people that watch Ron's Basement videos, I've noticed, are two things: very smart and very high quality people. That includes Mr. Cut from Australia. We want to say hello to him. He's a regular viewer and commenter, so everybody say hi to our friend down in Australia. If you enjoy my video, please subscribe right here. You're always welcome in Ron's Basement. We're navigating these choppy waters in the world. Things are changing so fast. When you're here, it is me and you together. Send me an email. I'll reply to you. I am a real person. I am your real friend. You want to hear an interesting fact? Bangladesh is the world's second largest garment exporter. You want to hear another even more scary and interesting fact about Bangladesh? They have inventory literally piling up in their ports and at their factories because demand, primarily from the West, is collapsing. We also know that container ships, you know, those giant ships, right, that ship stuff across the ocean from the East to the West, that they are canceling sailings. This does not tell us that the world economy is doing well. Now, it'll be real interesting, right? Are you ready for all these big headlines about Black Friday, Cyber Monday, sales are at record high, record high? Well, no joke, they're going to be at a record high because everything that people are still able to buy is costing 20, 30, or 40% more than it did last year. Let me know what you think, but I believe that's a big key point for us to understand. While the sales numbers in just number terms may look good, the actual number of units, the volume of items being sold is much lower. Doesn't that mean that fewer people are going to be needed at factories? Doesn't that mean that people are going to get laid off? I wonder if that had anything to do with United Furniture Industries. And when those people get laid off, doesn't that mean you've got big numbers of people with less and less money to even try to buy these highly inflated products? I don't know, guys. Please tell me what you think. But to me, when I look at just even a little bit of the big picture, try to see a little bit of the forest through the trees, it doesn't look good. But that's okay, because all the people on Good Morning America say that the economy is just fine, so we're going to believe them, right? Wrong. And you know what? I haven't mentioned this in forever. You may not have thought of this lately. On top of all this craziness in the world economy, in the U.S. economy, we have debt in the United States, $30 trillion, even higher. It's just insane what is going on in the world right now. Because no matter how you want to slice it or dice it, debt is real. People want their money back. On a worldwide basis, I've heard figures of $300 trillion. Because sure, the United States government might have $30 trillion of official debt, but they've got all these other obligations. Plus, on top of that, in the United States, we have like huge amounts of corporate debt, student loan debt, mortgage debt, consumer debt. It is just crazy. It feels like things are very delicate. But that's okay for us because we know that underneath all that craziness, all that unicorn fart dust floating around out there, there's a solid base of gold and silver. Let's talk about the banking sector for just a few minutes because it's getting even crazier there. Did you see the report this week? Remember 2008? Remember the great financial crisis, the mortgage crisis, the real estate crisis? You know, when they all learned their lessons from back then? Well, guess what the report this week said? It said that the big banks are now basically hiding billion, 16, 17 billion dollars worth of losses on mortgage-backed securities on their books. They haven't realized the losses yet because interest rates are going up. But guess what else? A big key to remember here. The real estate market appears to be going off a cliff. If it continues off a cliff, if house prices do indeed go further and further down, the collateral for all those mortgage-backed securities, right, all that money owed to the bank, it will be worth much less. It could get real ugly real soon in the banking industry. One final thing we want to talk about on a worldwide basis in the banking industry industry is Credit Suisse, right? 166-year-old bank. That's older. I think that's older than me, probably a little older than you as well. They are reporting massive withdrawals of money from the bank. And guess who's doing it? Wealthy investors. One news publication went as far to call it a bank run. Remember those from back in the 20s and 30s? People would get scared, take their money out of the bank. Well, that's what basically they're saying the big wealthy investors at Credit Suisse are doing. Now, they are old, they are big. If they fail, and on top of what they own, all these credit default swaps they have, that big nuclear weapon of the financial world is what Warren Buffett calls it, it could be massive. Maybe that explains why the Federal Reserve mysteriously sent like $11 billion over to Switzerland a few months ago. I don't know. What I do know is that silver and gold have held their value for 5,000 years. I think they'll continue to hold them. I'm not offering you any financial advice, just my opinion. I hope you enjoyed your visit to Ron's basement. You know you're always welcome here. We're going through some choppy waters, but we're going through it together. Me and you, I'll be here for you. I appreciate your time, and I will look forward to seeing you again.